I'm gonna take a wild shot in the dark and say it's either Warhammer or possibly maybe you surprise me and play Hightail.
Hello, Grinn.
AC Valhalla. What the F?
Welcome
What the
to
heck is that?
A bit of a change of pace in that I have found Assassin's Creed Valhalla to be just entertaining enough for mind-numbing exploration that I can talk to you.
Oh,
while I play it.
Valhalla.
Yes.
Valhalla. Okay, my brain seen what it wanted to see. I thought you were playing Black Flag because apparently it's getting remastered, so that's on the mind. But
Oh, is that really?
well, it's rumored. It's like the most
yeah.
obvious rumor apparently that's been happening forever. But alas, yes, that's what
that
people
sucks.
say.
So, I'll
But it's
chill
Ubisoft,
here
so you
while
never
we
know.
start. Welcome to the stream, Grinn. I appreciate you coming in. You told me that you have a couple stories to tell me. So I don't know if you want
Maybe.
to immediately kick off with those.
Oh, why do I gotta start? I don't know what. Okay, so
I
the
can
first
start if
thing
you'd like.
is my power. I'll continue. The power for me went out today. So my power went out, and I was about to be productive, and then of course, as soon as you decide to be productive, bang, power goes out, and you're like, fuck, you can't even like make up the difference. It's annoying, but alas, my power's out. It was out for like 2 to 3 hours, and to me, I used to be like, shit, man. If the power's out, it's like the most how do you say it? Silvering? Hit me.
Sobering?
Silvering, there we go. Yeah, you said it probably. Silvering, like experience, because to me it always like it shows you how absolutely dependent you are on the internet and your computer and all that stuff. So as soon as it's gone, you're just like, I have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's like when people talk about like cell phone use. I have no problem using my cell phone, like never.
Yeah.
But my PC, oh god. Anyways, point of the story is that I was basically this is the first time in a long time where the power went out, and I was like, oh. I know what to do. I could do a thing that's not on my PC. Guess what it was, Kat?
What? What?
Guess.
A thing of not exercise earlier?
It was a good idea, but no, I would have exercising the pitch black. I've done it before. It's not very fun, but you can also I throw around cannonballs, so I could crack that in my leg. So,
Oh my
anyways,
god.
but it was painting the figures.
Oh, okay.
So I'm basically trying to get shit tons of reps. Painting my 3D model figure things so that I can develop that skill so that possibly that could be yada yada. No one needs to know about that. Anyways, but that's what I'm trying to develop right now.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing, but it's such a weird, like imagine me in the pitch black of my room with a tiny little candlelight, with a bunch of paints and mixing paints and then adding shadows to this thing's
Yes.
creases essentially, and I just look like a weird freak.
What?
But you know, I do look like you fucking in the pitch black darkness painting a statue, and I'll be honest, I didn't tell you the whole story. I'm trying to get better at painting skin, like skin textures. The two holy grails of painting anything to me seemingly is
God,
armor because of shine, and then skin to make it look realistic. So I was painting this somewhat naked lady, not completely naked, she got like underwear on basically,
Yes.
just in the pitch black dark. So you tell me that's not a bit suspect. Okay.
That is definitely a gremlin mode activity, I will say. To bounce off of what you said about miniature painting, as someone trying to paint my Chaos Warriors, yes, armor. Holy crap, that is interesting to paint in terms of techniques. I've seen slap chop. I don't know if you know what that is. I've seen
Oh, gee.
dry brushing, and then
I'm about to say dry brushing is king, I feel like.
the realistic metal, it's called. I forget what the actual name. There's a way better name, but it's like realistic metal where you paint the metal like reflections from an angle. You choose what angle, then you paint all the metal where it's like a light source reflected on that, and that looks really good.
Dude, it's so funny, Kat. So many times, Kat, we're talking, and you stumble upon, I don't know what it is, but fate and me and you, but you're like somehow dip your toe into a thing, and little do you know that I have been swimming in like headfirst deep water of this. Dude, I went down the rabbit hole 3 days ago, just like in like the last 2 hours of my day. I quickly banged out the damn gotcha nonsense I gotta do. And then I just went into the whole thing of that, but like, how do you create realistic metals?
Yes.
And there's so many versions, dude. There's like, you can take like what's it called, buff out or something like that. Or it's like a metal thing that repairs certain like silverware. Anyways, but it's just like a dust that you can embed into a statue. But the one that I've seen that works, also there's paints, by the way. It's like there's specialty paints that are like metallic, so they can just paint them on and they kind of look like they have some reflection. But the best one I've seen by like a mile
is
taking what's the thing in lead? Not lead, it's like
mercury?
Graphite, is that right?
graphene?
Graphite for yeah, graphene, yeah, pencil lead basically, I think. So what you do is you take like pencil lead and then you basically like work it into anything really. But in this case, it's like a grayish kind of or a blackish kind of. Black seems to work the best. You work that into the metal, but it's super like eventually you'll like you basically need to do a coat. So it's like by far because it's hella reflective. It nails that tone in that thing, but the only issue is that of course it's like it's not like a paint where it dries, so you just have to put a sealer on it, which I was looking up. If you get an airbrush, sealers are actually really cheap. It's like $15 for like a big ass bottle of it that will go super far.
God, yeah,
but anyways,
airbrushes look so cool.
Oh, dude,
I'm gonna move now.
you have no idea. You have no idea how hard it is for me not to spend. Dude, it's also shitty. I was looking at Amazon, and it was like $60 for one of them, but it was right around like I think the sale for like Christmas and Boxing Day and all that stuff was available. But I looked at today, and the one I was looking at that was like $60 is now jumped up to like $75, and I thought, I'll wait for it to come down in price, but maybe it will never do that. I don't know. But yeah, that's the little research I've done with basically how to create like sheeting armor. But I wonder if because for you're painting these super tiny, like crazy small miniatures, I would assume, unless they're huge, but I would assume they're small, which is going to be harder to get like a little tiny brush in there to scrape graphite.
Yeah.
Also, I should hit play on the stream. I just have it paused. There we go.
I'm knife fighting a nun. She's kicking my ass.
I stopped playing this game. Oh my god, yeah, you're getting pieced up.
Oh, that fucking parry! You thought, bitch?
You're going with I'm surprised you're going with the big axe. Also, it's gold. Jesus.
It's funny because the AI doesn't understand what it is, and so when they try to dodge
Weird.
like that, they usually end up hitting themselves.
Oh, okay. I was a spear guy when I was playing, but that's kind of obvious. But it wasn't just one spear cat; it was two.
Two? Oh yeah, I forgot you
yeah,
can dual wield.
dual spear. Yeah.
Okay, wait.
It's not very optimal, but you can get it done.
You. There we go. Now
Cat, the more I watch this, the more
Tell me again.
the more I watch this, the more I just get sad.
My God,
Makes me depressed.
It's so ridiculous that the game lets you do that, especially because she had that dialogue check, so she was invincible for that whole thing.
You, and then they will
Oh, geez, so you're just wailing on her?
Yeah, that did
She's
nothing.
talking to you?
And now she's... Oh, she's possessed. Possessed by a demon. That's the only way that
And then
makes
just
sense.
dies? Oh, wow.
Based, to be honest. She stayed alive just long enough to shit on me.
Pretty metal. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, when I'm watching the gameplay, I just am filled with sadness.
Well, I have
I'm
something that
happy
might
you're
make you
enjoying
happy.
it. Unless you're about to stab someone in the neck and one-shot them immediately, and then like also grab another guy's sword and immediately embed it into another person's throat. It's a wolf. Oh my god, it's a wolf.
I have a big doggy.
But it's very cool. It's very cool.
I figured you'd enjoy
But
that a
unless
little
you're,
bit.
of course, yeah. There was it's so funny because like Assassin's Creed, at least this game, especially when like the height of all those things were coming out, they like in the day one you were able to get like a fucking flaming like lion essentially, and it's just such a weird like it looks like you're modding the game without modding the game
Yeah,
because
some
you're
of the
just running
cosmetics.
around.
They're ridiculous. Also, this rips me out of my immersion because it's
Yeah,
I
the
think
diginess.
it turns you into the person that you're playing as outside of the Animus. And that's the last thing I want when I'm playing Assassin's Creed is to be reminded of the activities outside the Animus. Now I have to do.
Do you
these.
think there is an exception for our boy, or is it a uniform dislike you have for this?
For Desmond Miles?
Yeah,
Oh, of course, there's an exception for our boy. Desmond
Yeah, I'm
Miles.
about to say
I love
yeah.
Desmond.
Because you built him up over nothing. Instead, they're like, here's this
yeah.
random bitch you've never seen
Yeah.
your whole life. Like, who the fuck is this?
I've
I hate
never
it already.
I've never skipped dialogue faster than when they start doing
Yeah.
Animus stuff. But I'm a completionist,
dude.
so I gotta do this. Oh fuck.
Yeah, you gotta bang it out. That's why you put on a podcast, and then you just vibe out, and you get it done, and it's easy.
Well, that's why I put
Oh,
on
well, that
Grinn.
was
Also, shout out to the game for putting that in. I did not think they'd give me that. I think
yeah.
they'd make me redo
Reset
that.
you.
Yeah. Shout out to them for that. But do you have any other stories you want to tell me? Shit.
I might some might come up. I thought there was a couple other ones, but I'm blanking on them. What happened with your week? What you get up to?
My week was interesting. To talk a little bit about AI, because I know that you'd want to talk a
Ooh.
little bit about that.
Let's go.
Part of my panic before the stream was that I had to completely reinstall Windows, and not only Windows, I had to make my own.
Uh-oh.
I am lucky, one of the luckiest men in the world, in that I own one of 5 SKUs, basically models, of a specific storage type, a 2 terabyte NVMe stick that Windows 11 has broken entirely for. They will not allow you to install it.
Oh no.
There are 5 of them in the entire world, and I own one of them.
Oh no. Wait, so like
explain further, not as in 5 individual items, as in just 5 like model numbers. There's 5 models basically that are broken for Windows 11.
got it. I'm surprised. Are you about to jump to Linux?
So that's what I had to make my own installation of Windows, which is basically 2 versions older than what is released to the public. You guys are on 25H2, and I'm on 23H2.
Damn.
I basically had to download it, use something, if anyone knows, called Rufus. And Rufus basically lets you download Windows from a trustworthy website.
Yeah,
then,
of course.
basically, through Rufus, you create your own bootable USB fake Windows install disk.
Okay.
It's very fun, and I made my own
Weird,
Windows.
yeah.
And then through that, you know, with all the classic stuff, since I made my own Windows, there's no, like, would you like to transfer your files? I had to partition my freaking storage disk, which wipes everything.
Oh no, wait, so your AI's gone?
No, that was all context to say that the beginning of it was figuring out that the AI requires Linux.
Oh.
And then Linux can be used on Windows through something called WSL. It is a,
Yeah.
I forget the
An
actual
emulator type thing?
thing for that acronym, but yeah, it's Linux within a small Windows command terminal. It's quite cool.
Gotcha.
But as soon as I tried to install it, it was like, no, you can't do that because you're old. You're on Windows 10. I was like, oh, you ass. You fucking
no.
ass. I have to go
So
to
you just
11.
biff now?
I'm on 11. I'm on 11.23H2.
So are you screwed? Like because it sounds like you like what do you call it? You can't get that thing.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is I made my own Windows. I had to go to 11. It forced me to.
Oh,
So
this is
now-
what caused you to do. I see.
Yes, and
So
that's why my
Lin-
OBS is all fucked up.
Gotcha. So can you unfuck it up and then you're good, or is it
Yeah.
like no, I'm gonna break it again? Okay, no, that's
No, I'm
good.
talking
At least
to you
know
on the
you-
unfucked OBS, sort of. I think.
Gotcha.
It sounded good.
Yeah, no, you sound great. I'm getting everything sounds great.
Awesome.
I'm not having any problems.
But no, so through all that, I finally installed WSL with a couple simple commands, and then figured through a lot of tutorials that it's actually a lot easier than people make it out to be. It's basically been what's the word? Consumerized, I guess.
Huh.
It's basically through stuff called. What the hell is happening? I don't know. I don't really care. It's outside Animus plot shit. So through there's got to be a better way than consumerization or something. But through that,
Yeah.
there's something called Llama, which is basically something you
Heard of
download.
Llama?
They now have a Windows version, but it used to be Linux only. And through that, with a couple commands, you could host the AI through that as a sort of repository, saving you a ton of work.
Oh yeah. Yawn.
Sorry. But it saves you a ton of work through that because you're basically downloading the AIs off of Llama through the WSL terminal using a couple
Hey, are you
commands
two
that
hearing the same
once you
voices
kind
I'm
of
hearing?
know and
Not
understand
sure what
how
you
they
mean.
work,
It's all quiet on
there's
our end.
not
Damn
like
it.
much more complication
Well, I'm at the second
because
pack.
everything
Ready?
is done for
I'm
you
ready.
through the Llama service. And then I figured
That's cool. So it
I got the
automates a lot of
data.
it. Nice.
Sending it now.
I had to learn little commands, which ironically enough were really easy once I had an AI that was good at Linux. Because
Always comes back.
I swear AI was made specifically for Linux commands because, like, that is the perfect thing for an AI. The command does exactly what you tell it to and will
Yeah.
always do exactly what you tell it to, especially in Linux.
Yeah.
So what
None of these
better way?
feelings bullshit.
Yeah. What better way than to have an AI write that can memorize every single instruction?
You gotta tell me if you ever get to the point where you need an AI to do a thing for another AI to do.
Come here.
Okay.
Come here, dog. Get over here. Silly dog.
Oh yeah, I remember that being a problem in Valhalla. Like you have to run after your thing,
It's
because
so
but its
funny.
movement speed was higher.
It's so funny.
Do you remember back in the OG Assassin's Creed games where you're walking with Ezio and they didn't fucking time out his walk speed with the NPC's walk speed,
Oh
so you
God, no.
always had to like oscillate essentially. It was hella annoying.
They,
Anyways,
they did that
if I say
here.
something, sorry. Same thing with the horse. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Oh, and you mean just like in the game and not even the dog or horse?
Yeah, NPCs still do that. It is still a problem.
Oh really? I thought they fixed it in this game. Like you could hit a button that like binds you to them and like an automatic like cinematic walk is what it's called. But maybe it's a different game I'm thinking.
That is for I can, or at least I have the option shown to me when I'm on boats and when I'm controlling the Raven. I don't see that when I'm walking with NPCs.
Time to end this.
What the
Oh, I thought it was
fuck?
something like that.
What the fuck is that? Holy shit! I
the way-
can't see because the camera's all.
Oh
fucked
yeah,
up.
but it's a boss battle, baby. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. All right, I'm gonna have to lock in my boss battle fight and with you. So
Ooh.
through the AI,
The boss battles in this game are brutal.
through the AI, using through using Olama with the WSL terminal, you use commands to install stuff. So it's basically like Olama run blah 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 the name of the AI once you have it installed, because the AI is stored locally on your computer. So you're basically telling the
Yes.
terminal what to grab, what files to grab.
Yeah, to me it sounds like GitHub. Like you know how you can go into the command and say like, hey, go to this IP and download all this stuff, and it'll just automatically do it for you. Sounds similar.
Yes. So the WSL terminal does that as well, just because it will basically. With the tutorial I watched, it used port
Nice parry.
on my. Thank you. It used a port on my router, 1134, which is Llama. With numbers, 1, 1, 3, 4.
Yeah.
God damn, this is really hard to explain.
I know.
The intricacies of
Yeah.
AI into a boss fight.
I mean, I'm not sure if myself or anyone who might watch this in past podcasts will know about those variables. But what's the like the sauce, the point about like the whole terminal access and all that stuff? What does it enable you to do basically? That's more because I'm never gonna know the fucking intricacies of constant command. So the only thing that's relevant to me is like, okay, well, what does this allow you to do? So why did you want to do this in the first place?
Yeah, the final crux of it all is once you understand the commands, it's basically plug and play. It makes it very easy. And the crux of all that is with OpenAI, the next thing that you add. Oh, bad dog. The next thing that you add is a UI. So with Open Web UI, it allows it to have a ChatGPT interface, and that's the final step. With Open Web UI, they add a ton of stuff. Damn, that guy fucked me up. I thought I could get through with damage reduction. But Open Web UI adds a ton of stuff, like tools created by other people
Oh, you
that
do it so
can
good.
download. Other things like
Okay, could I regroup a little bit because I'm
Yeah.
curious about this. So when it comes to this, you downloaded this thing, you went through the whole Linux not working and then it working and all that stuff. So is the point of this to replace Windows so that it basically enables you to have better access to your AI, or is that the functionality you're after in general, which is like I just don't know what the point of all of this, reinstalling all that stuff was for. Is it because you want to have a better AI, or is it because you want to have a different like Windows setup or something like that?
the point of reinstalling Windows is that WSL refused to install on Windows 10, which was the terminal that Linux runs off of. And that was the basis, because I run the AI through the Linux terminal.
Okay, but this is to get back to AI. Okay, so the thing is to get back to your AI to run properly, and it wasn't
Yes.
running properly?
No.
Gotcha, okay, that makes sense.
It was
All
terrible.
right, so now that you have that installed, now you have basically an access point to make your AI possibly better, or now, based on what you were describing to me, sounded like you were saying, okay, I got the AI working now, but now I found out there's this different interfacing thing that's interesting,
Yes.
which I can have like an overlay of ChatGPT or one of these variants. Okay, I'm on board. I'm caught up to speed. Thank you. I just needed to regroup.
No, you're fine. Open Web UI is that overlay. It basically allows you to not only download quote-unquote tools created by other people, which could be prompts that you could input in the AI, or instruction sets, like it behave this way. Or some people have things that give the AI a web search, so it allows it to Google, and it will tell it like what to Google and how to Google, basically based on the instruction set you give it. And through all that, you can also create your own models and download them through Open Web UI. It's,
Wow, how do you create your own models?
It is its own tab. It's very like it almost looks like something you would pay for. It's very well done. It's just a tab
Wow.
called Models, and you basically select from a drop down of what you have currently installed that it will basically branch off of. And then you can select attributes of how it behaves, what kind of information it might store, token limit, all that jazz, and it will create it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's not like, to me, I always try to relate it to something that like I have, and it's funny because like I wonder what comes first is the like open source community, which are doing things in Linux and etc., or if it's just Google. Like, or I'm sure they steal from each other constantly, but for me in Gemini, I'm pretty sure ours is called Gems basically, but like you can set a parameter. But I thought Gems is more of like literally, maybe this is the same thing as making your own model, but it's just you setting a bunch of parameters like, hey, every single time I talk to you in this tab, I want you to generate for me a thumbnail, but follow these characteristics. I want it to be ultra realistic. I want it to be have like special effects and things like that to it, and yada yada yada. I wonder if it's similar. Is that all that like the model aspect dictates?
In terms of the preferences you put?
Yeah, like I just don't know what to envision. Like, what does a model necessarily do? Is it something where I could say, like, hey, every single day I would like you to scan at 5 p.m. Possible leads for me? Or maybe it's like, hey, could you go and scan Reddit for I don't know, like quantities that I might be interested in, like people struggling with a certain type of game that I want to cover and I want to make guides for, whatever variant that could be. Is it something as simple as that, or is it more complex in its execution? I basically, I think I understand the basis of what a modeling thing can do, but as far as like the complex big swing, I don't understand what that application would be, I guess.
I understand. Through that, what you're asking is called integration, and that is done through a series of things called API keys to make it really easy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So certain apps like Google Sheets, for example, because the tutorial I saw used that to have a guy list things in Google Sheets for his AI to look at, but has an API, and then once you have your AI running, there's a piece of software specifically called N8N. Oh, god damn it. That was a Reddit tag. You can't parry those. But there's software called N8N that basically gives you another style of UI, a tool that allows you to draw a map of integrations. Once you give N8N the permissions to integrate itself with whatever API keys you put in, then you can start telling it what to do. So for example, you ask like search Reddit for something, like a view about something. You take probably, I imagine, your Reddit account, an API key, whatever Reddit can generate for you, and then integrate that into the software called N8N. Because it is specific, like that is you have to download it versus actually just hosting it.
Huh, okay.
This dog's, sorry, as a quick comment, the hitbox of this dog's jaw is nuts. I can't.
Yeah.
He can't eat me either.
I remember I fought this, it was like one of the, I don't know what it was, I think it was like a lion or something like that, a giant tiger that's like all covered in arrows and shit.
Yeah.
And I remember it fucking me up. It took a long ass time. It was one of those things where like if he hits you once, you die. And I was like, oh well, I shouldn't be here. But then you're like, fuck it, I will beat you, and then you just do it. But this looks, yeah. Again, it's funny. It's so interesting the way you play because you're very much based on like pairing and things like that. For me, I remember when I was playing, I just dumped all of my skill points into those charge attacks you have there, and I just would use like heavy attacks to just like nuke his health bar to half. I'd still die in one shot, but at least you were opening a shit ton of damage, you know?
I like that.
So,
that's more efficient than what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I love how the game also seems to realize when I'm out of stamina.
Yeah.
The enemies
That's when it goes super aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But to go back to the AI thing.
Also, what's good, Fluff? Yeah.
Hey, Fluff. N8N is what it's basically done through all of the versions of integration I've seen. There's non-API key integration styles that I don't know how to do, which is much more like networking that I can't do.
Oh, okay.
Dog, what are you doing?
I wonder, because based on what you're describing to me, I wonder if it's one of the things you need to jump through when you're hosting things yourself and you're trying to get the AI to integrate into certain things. But like one of the things that at least for Gemini is maybe it's because it's powered by Google and Google just has like free reign to do whatever they want on their basically internet platform, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. To where like I don't think I've that's what I did beforehand is I basically like asked Gemini if it could like scan through Reddit to find like various quandaries I was interested in, whether it's like context that people would understand as being like, okay, I have a YouTube channel about how to make guides for stuff. Hey, Reddit, could you scan through like the top related posts to any sort of like friction point that I could potentially make a guide for? And could you do that every single Sunday? And then just create to me like a little update for it every single time. And basically it would do that. But I wouldn't have to make like an account and like link my account to this IP or something like that, or any of the things you were mentioning. So I just wonder if that's a thing that Google has over this, or can that also be done through that?
No, that can be done after that, because what I didn't realize and what my brain has just put together is Reddit would probably just be a simple web search versus actually an account or API integration. Just because of the way it is. Reddit is like a website. The API integrations would be things for like your email or something. Also,
okay, yes. So like...
freaking, yeah, you would not need any sort of integration for that.
Yeah, gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. What are the other things that this overlay that basically I still try to envision it, and I'm kind of imagining like it's a Linux-based operating console, but basically it just reformats that to visually look like a more appealing thing.
Yeah, OpenWebUI will give it a ChatGPT style interface, like a little thing that says like, hey, what do you want to talk about? A text box that shows you what you're typing, that kind of like just simple what you would see when you open ChatGPT. But with what OpenWebUI does, since it's integrated with your computer, you do stuff called knowledge bases, where you can create. You know how like if you want an AI to know something, you have to tell it.
Yeah.
Right. With knowledge bases, what it is an entire set of instructions that you can select for an AI to use. So what you do is you have your knowledge base of like past videos, as an example. You have just a list written down in this UI of past videos, because WebUI stores it.
Okay.
And if you want an AI to know about it, what you would do is you would open up a model that you have downloaded. Click your list of knowledge bases, select past videos as an option, and it would take a couple seconds to read whatever, however long it is. And it would
is the reason why you need to download a model to like scan through certain things? So there's be models that are trained on like observing video images and context through video, and then others through text and all those things. Is that why you use different models?
Yeah, there's certain models that can't understand image formats, and there's certain models that can't look at videos. Like the one I use, QWEN, Quen, is mainly for thinking, so it doesn't have like a bunch of features. You can't code the best. And
interesting.
Gosh, what was I talking about earlier? Oh yeah, knowledge bases. So with this past video knowledge base, you'd give the AI like a second to read however long the knowledge base is, and then it would know whatever is in that knowledge base until you end the session. And so let's say you have like a book, for example, like just a PDF of the book. Oh my God, that motherfucker teleported me. You have a PDF of a book. You can upload that as a knowledge base, because you can upload just about anything as long as it's like a text file, and then choose that for the AI to have as knowledge, and then it will know that entire book until. That's
so funny. Do you know what the equivalent for Gemini is?
What?
Notebook LM is what it's called. But basically, it's in Gemini, it's Google's equivalent to this. Exactly. It's funny you mentioned it, because it sounds exactly like that. But basically, Google lets you like dump as many, like an absurd amount of data into like anything, PDFs, text things, anything. And then it'll basically like curate all that data. You can pull anything from it. It sounds great, but it basically there's so much hallucinations that happen with it. It's good at like summarizing knowledge really well, but it's very bad about being like, hey, could you explain to me this book? It's like I can explain the whole book, but if you're like, hey, can you explain to me this chapter? It will struggle, because it's going to take data from like every source essentially. Yeah. It's hard to segment and like stay rigid into whatever it's doing. But it's funny that you mentioned that, because that's another thing that I'm like, it's funny because like I wonder what comes first. Is it like Google who like develops the millions of dollars to this, or is it like the open source community who's like, I think I like this, and then Google's like, people like that, let's make it. I don't know which one it is. Both could be possible, but anyway, sorry, continue.
That's an interesting thing to think about of what came first, the open source or the closed source. I wonder they could all just be stealing from each other. Which is
probably, yeah. Yeah.
But what I like to think about is healthy competition, like Coke and Pepsi. everybody learns from everybody, is hopefully the good outcome and not just somebody spends a really long time thinking of an idea and then they get robbed because somebody at Google saw it first.
But the cynic in me is also like, I bet if you look at like Coke owns damn near everything, and I wonder, I wonder if Coke basically is just like, we'll let Pepsi live, so that if there's any sort of like antitrust or anti-competitive marketplace, we can just say, but we let Coke live. Coke's sit like barely alive, but they're like, see,
anyway. There's competition. We're not a monopoly. Fluff says, game choice definitely makes me feel the itch to return to AC Valhalla, one of the few recent ARPGs that gives me viable flails. That's true, I have a flail
Fluff some sales.
I have a flail in my inventory I've never used. Are they actually fun, Fluff? I've been mainly
I
doing
don't
great
remember
hacks.
them being very good, but maybe. I thought they were like, I thought it was a slow weapon, which I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it was weird. You should try one. Slap on a flail.
Let's see.
You can have multiple weapons.
I got the Super Fucker Complete Edition, and so it gave me a bunch of super OP shit that I don't want to use.
I see you have gold weapons, which as a Viking, yeah, makes sense.
Nuts. No, this one is from a church.
Oh, that one's clean.
The Sepulcher axe is from a church. It.
Oh, I was about to say the one axe. It's like fire and shit. That's cool. That's actually not that absurd. Like, it's not absurdly. There's some that are like you have like a hell axe basically.
You want to see absurd? We got the
Oh,
rainbow super reflective CS:GO shield that I absolutely hate to look at that some people put on their characters.
Actually, that one to me seems kind of realistic a little bit. Like that, not realistic, sorry, but it's not. I thought it was gonna be like fucking gamer like neon colors. That one has a tint of like magical essence. I thought it was gonna be like full on rainbow.
I guess that's pretty rainbow.
Is it? I thought I could see mostly steel.
What troubles you, friend?
We're talking about the AI escapades. Basically, you found this thing. Now you can do models. You were explaining to me what models basically can function as, and how they can basically intake a bunch of stuff.
And so now what I've done is I basically figured out all of the pieces of tech at work that have handbooks or any kind of material I can find online, downloaded them as PDFs and uploaded to create the ultimate assistant. He knows everything about every printer at my company.
I was gonna say it is. I'm curious if well, you'll be able to find if there was a flaw if you do like to apply the solution or find the data. That's kind of weird. But I was gonna say that's the thing to me. The thing that I noticed is again, it was like when you wanted to just call it specific information, it could get lost and it could start merging like two manuals maybe together. But then you can also just toggle off the other manuals, at least within a notebook LM, which I'm not sure if you can do another thing, but it's still something like that. So you got an option there. Yeah.
Grace, Freya.
Interesting. No,
Please.
I've not heard about that.
Show me a sign.
But
Yeah.
You have my
it
face.
definitely will sometimes
Kind one.
hallucinate, especially because sometimes it
Your
also
wounds are grave.
will
Should
not
you not
know
rest in
what
bed?
it's pulling from.
I'll carry you home.
So it will tell me a
If there's
fact
no
about a printer
wound,
from another
but the
source.
blood
I'll
is
be like, that's
mine.
not where you got that from, you silly.
I'm
Yeah.
You're reading the.
Freya's
You're telling me the right thing, but you're reading the
help
wrong area.
crops grow.
At one point, I got really
Blood
happy.
meat.
Also, look at my
Good.
wolf in the background.
know
I
of him.
shot. That was really cool.
From my pain, life
He's in the upper
springs.
right. You'll see.
Oh, it's really cool. Yeah.
Please.
If he was perfectly
Help
level,
me
it'd be
to the
kind of
clearing.
nice, but he kind of is just like sitting on a rock,
Yes.
so he's stiff.
He's
There's
walking
a
as
farmer
hell.
at your house who needs it as well.
Gotta love that
He
game
waits
jank.
desperately for your return.
Yeah.
No.
What was I
But my
saying?
fields. If I fail in my
Hallucinations
task,
within
harvest
in the
is
thing, you
gained.
still get a couple
Yeah,
of those.
hallucinations.
to the
It'll
next
also
blast.
there's every once in a while where I'll have a quirk about our company's stuff,
Seer,
and I'll say like,
Searches.
"Oh, that's definitely not right," when it will
I
tell
must
me
finish the
a
ritual.
fact from a manual. And what you can do is go into your knowledge base and edit the actual knowledge.
Ooh, okay, weird. Okay, like wouldn't you change the PDF then?
Yes, but for some reason the knowledge base converts the PDF to entirely like ASCII text. It looks
okay.
like a .txt
Weird.
file. It's terrible formatting.
Weird.
But I guess that's
Okay.
the easiest way for the AI to understand. Also,
Yeah,
I don't
makes
know
sense,
what
yeah.
she's asking me to do because I've been talking to you. So I don't know what my goal is here.
Oh no.
She has to.
Yeah, maybe you just let her, kind of tweak. Basically, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my chest! Every time I breathe, cat, I get a sharp pinch in the upper of my my upper right pec. Oh,
I don't know if it's the energy drinks or the.
I haven't had energy drink in like 3
lifestyle.
months.
Really? Wow.
No, yeah. To me, dude, I can't stress enough how like I don't have very many vices, if any. Like at least I find
No, not
myself
at
being
all.
able to break a vice like like immediately.
You're almost too productive. I don't think you ever have fun.
Will die without blood meat.
Well, it hurts to hear, but yeah.
I'm sorry to
at least-
dump that on
I
you. I did
no
not mean
no
to
what do you
do
call
that.
it? You're definitely right for right now. For right now, I'm like anti-fun, dude. It's so fucked up. I every time I go to stream, I want to like. I remember like when I was like playing a game or we were doing our gotcha things or something.
Yeah.
I would be like, hey guys, I just grinded out this thing, or hey, I just watched this anime, or like when I was getting really into manhwa, I was like, hey guys, here's a random just dump of like a cool premise of the story. And now I'm like, hey guys, God, I hope you did something cool this week, because I did nothing, you know. So it just leaves us at like 0, and I'm like, fuck.
Or I could bring her back to our house.
But anyways,
with
yeah,
fireworks.
that's gonna be my life for probably a good 6 months, if not more. So
I remember the old Let's
so
Talks.
yeah.
It was really, every once in a while, it'd be like, this crazy
Here's the
new
place.
show as the title.
Are you strong
And
enough
I'd
to
be like,
face
oh,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
something I'm going to watch?
It's so funny because the one that always got me, it's so funny. It's called Merlin. I remember I made a video that was like talking about this super obscure show that like, I was so pissed because I ended up like, it was one of those shows where I
What else
watched
can
like
I
a
do?
couple seasons of it on Netflix or something like that,
Yeah.
and then I stopped. And then I kind of kicked myself because I have this bad habit of like not finishing things. I don't want it to like to end essentially. But I was like, no, I'm gonna finish this. So then I rushed to finish it, and then I finally finished it, and it has one of the like most shitty, like leaves you fucking in a fit of rage type of endings ever. And I was so fucking pissed. That I made this video that was like, this fucking show sucks. Why the hell is this not happening? What's going on? And then everyone in the comments were like, dude, this show is like 8 years old and you're like, you're raging at it. With like, this has happened already. And I'm like, shut up. It sucks. Why did it have to be like this? And I should have, dude. And if we were in the age of AI back then, I would have typed in, hey, Gemini, is this show worth finishing? And it'd been like, fuck no. People in the comments keep saying that it ends in a shitty way. And I'd be like, say less. And unfortunately, no. But do I have it's funny because like I have these bouts of like, oh yeah, like, oh man, I remember Let's Talk was kind of cool, and I think it'd be kind of cool to like maybe do that, like as far as like bring people on my entrepreneurial kind of journey in some ways and be like, hey, I tried this, 8 shit and died. Tried this, 8 shit and die as well. Hey guys, still trying by the way. And it's kind of worked, and kind of going through that, the pace is there. But at the same time, I feel so bad because I did the same thing. But in a different way. I was like, hey, I really like manhwas a lot, and I really would like. I would personally watch a video of somebody like reviewing it. So then I made that video on I don't know what it's called, Share with Grinn, one of the channels we have, Jesus Christ. And I made the video. I liked it. I think it was nice. But then I was like, oh, I don't have time to do anything like that anymore. Well, shit. And then I already kind of had like passively been like, I'm back. I'll be doing this more often. And then it's just the stark realization that I'm like, I can't. So like, even though I love the Let's Talk format, I would love to do more of it. I don't think I can because I hate the idea of me being like, hey guys, here's the thing. And then it just goes away for like months, you know? I feel like that's fucked up.
Interesting. Why?
Yeah. Well, what do you mean, why to what?
Why would you say it goes away for months?
Oh, because I don't have time to make it. So like for me, like I made
yeah.
that like manhwa video, but in order to make that, I had to like one, dedicate the time for reading the manhwa, then writing a script that basically has all of like the journey of the show and all that stuff laid out for it. Then I had to film myself like, you know, doing the voiceover. Then the biggest thing was just actually getting like the right clips that didn't impede copyright law, but also like showed the highlights of the story and like the differential between the art, because all manhwas start off with shitty art and they can become better. So then I had to edit all that into a formula, which took like probably 2 or 3 days of doing all that. And then it's like, oh, I can't do that this week because I have to like, you know, do the stuff I'm working on currently, and also and I would like to stream at some point this week, and you know, whatever it is. You know, I'd also like to continue to exercise so my body just doesn't disintegrate. So I still need the 2 hours at the end of the day to do that, or an hour to didn't have to do that at the end of the day. So all those things just have the realization of like, oh, you can't, like, sorry, you can't take up anything more on your plate, even though you have the ambition and the desire to do stuff. It's constantly like pulling yourself back to the edge and be like, no, you stop committing, or like saying you'll do something if you're not actually gonna be able to do it. Like, account for your time more. And I think that's something I'm getting better at. But it's also sad because I wish I could make those videos for people and do that. You know, maybe in the future. But yeah.
Yeah, do you ever have a feeling that there's like someone out there that you're... This is actually, I need to rephrase that. That sounds really bad. I'm gonna rephrase that. Is there ever a point where you feel like you're missing out on like a style of person? you're thinking, oh, I wish I could make that video for that person. I wish I could make another guide for the lovers of this game. I wish I could blah blah blah. But you just don't.
Oh,
have the time.
always.
Like what?
Yeah,
what is
always.
one of those?
To me, well, for me, I feel like that weird thing stems from me, like really, how do I put it? I feel like when no one is giving somebody like credit or attention, like let me put you an example. You're looking at a bunch of puppies, all right? Puppies are all in this like circle, right? You have all of these, you have 2 to 3 people with you, right? And 2 to 3 people are basically like drawn to all of these really, really nice golden retrievers. And they're super happy and they're super playful. And all these 3 people are basically, petting all these golden retrievers. But then there's this other like mutt-looking puppy that's kind of scared and skittish, but he's off in the corner. He doesn't seem aggressive. If anything, he seems a bit scared, and no one's giving him any attention ever. And he seems like he's kind of sad by it. What is your initial feeling?
Oh, I definitely. I want to go over there.
Yeah, exactly. Like so to me, like that is it times 100 when it comes to seeing like a video game or seeing somebody who's like struggling. It's like the same. The best way I can describe it is that. Like when I was playing Let It Die, I was not the guy that should have covered it. I was not the guy who should have played it. I was not the guy of anything. But for me, it was just that feeling of like I'm eating shit terribly, and I see other people who are also going to be eating shit terribly, so I'm going to make a couple like helpful advice videos. And then everyone who was struggling started talking to me about it and like mentioning how this is bullshit and this is harder and wait until you get to this floor. So then I started covering all those things and yada yada yada. But absolutely, but I find for me it's not exactly of like, do I yearn to satisfy or help this person? And instead it's more of like, is there somebody who is stranded or somebody who's alone or who's someone who I can like try to aid? And to me that's like way more of a provocative or something I feel like I need to do kind of thing, if that makes any sense.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
God, I sometimes have that. Like when I was doing Rise of the Ronin stuff, and I was making uploads for like just your stream gameplay background. I was having fun just editing those together. I was like, I wonder if I could just record my style of Let's Play, which is me basically blabbing to myself and editing together what I might consider slightly entertaining. Like that classic style of Let's Play where there's almost no coherence plot-wise.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I feel like
I was like, just no, you're fine. I just felt like nobody else was covering the game, and then I finally like look on YouTube and go, oh, I wonder if there's people doing this, and then there's some guy making crazy gameplay videos, and I got really discouraged. I was like, no, then this niche is full.
Brother, it's terrible though. Like I think it's like the single-handedly the biggest thing that like if I could fix, I think I'd be significantly more successful. But it's like it is like one of the things that it must be such a trait within my head. But like what you just described resonates so much about like as soon as I see that the need is already being sated, my motivation to do it drops to like minus 1,000. Like it's just so hard to get geared back up. But I think like a better trait to have would be to say, okay, let me check out what this guy is providing. Like again, to me, it's like one of the things that I always enjoy the saying, but it's basically don't do your best, do what is required. And it's basically a mantra that kind of helps you fight back against the naivety of like what something actually takes to do. So like if you're like, hey, I want to be, my dream is to be like in the NFL or to like be a basketball player, let's say, to be in the NBA. Well, if you're not honest about how the best people who are actually in that position, what they actually do every day, what it actually takes, and if you're able to be like, yeah, I realize that they basically train like 90% of the time and they basically have to make every sacrifice conceivable and play this game to the point where it absolutely has to not become fun anymore. And if I'm willing to do that, then sure, I maybe can like start to, think about the idea of if I'm willing to give that much. But a lot of people, when they actually find out what it costs to do something, are like, fuck that. And you'll find a bigger way. But in this context, it also helps you basically realize when there's actually a good opportunity. Because sometimes you'll, you go through your life, you have various skill sets. You have like, you're good about data acquisition. You're good about like talking to people. You're good about communicating complex ideas in a simplistic way, whatever it is. But then maybe, Kat, you go and you look at that guy who does the same like silly videos, and you say like, he's good or he's fine, let's say, but he doesn't actually do a very good job of it, like editing. And maybe that's something you actually know more about. So you're like, okay, I could basically do this much better than him in these areas. And it's even smarter when you're like, oh, he's doing it really well in these 2 areas. Let me do the opposite in other areas that are different. That way I am basically not tapping into like a part of the market that he essentially has already has control over.
Yeah.
I think that's because essentially like why that I think is a smarter way to operate is because you're essentially like that person has already validated the interest of that idea. So like people like yeah. So like so to me I think that's exactly. So I think that's a better way to go about it. And I think it's a problem that myself and it seems like you sometimes get dissuaded by someone who's already kind of planted their flag in the ground about an idea you have, you know.
Yeah, especially if there's a lot of views on that channel, and a combo is if the channel itself has like 10,000 subscribers, but their videos on the topic are like 300,000 views. I'm like, oh wow, the niche of small channel getting a lot of views is also already filled.
but that's the thing that's so interesting. So that was a fallacy that existed way back in the day that kind of to me got kind of squashed in a weird way. So back in the day when YouTube was happening, one of the reasons why like everyone basically started exploding, I think one of the reasons why PewDiePie like really exploded, I think Matt Pat made a video way back in the day that was like one of the reasons why it was because he was like saying that he was from the U.S. and he was saying he was from Sweden, so he was getting like the revenue of both, and I don't think that was true at all. Instead, what seems more likely, and we actually know what like the system was back then more, but basically, if you have that channel that like is actually doing really well and they're like getting 300,000 views on a video, if you actually understand how like YouTube's system works, which is like the main like 90% of all views from YouTube comes from the suggested feed, and also related video views basically. So the idea that like this is why I think PewDiePie exploded is because he covered horror games, and then every single other person, Markiplier and all these other channels, and Jack, and then random other people you never heard about, and React channels, all also played that very same horror game, and his video was suggested alongside them, and their videos were suggested alongside his, and it just became a self-fulfilling prophecy. The question I think is, I don't think the question is that like, oh, people have already dominated this niche. I think it's like, no. If you think about it like that, where like, okay, does my video, could my video be watched right after his and still provide a unique or something different enough that they would be happy to watch that one as well?
I like that.
And I think that helps your brain kind of think about things as like, oh, okay, it's not about being the same. It's just about being different enough that I could be an addition to this person's momentum. That way I help him, he helps me, and that's kind of the whole system I think that you should be built off of, I think. But alas, that's my my weird wisdom of the past that I wonder if it's still relevant today with all of the new complexities added to YouTube in the last 2 months, if anything, you know.
Yeah, I think this would be good motivation, especially the feeling of they might come from the more viewed video onto yours in terms of like, hey, well, check out this guy and I win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so funny though, because like when anyone's starting off on YouTube, like something I was trying to like signal to was Lona, who I'm super proud of, who's actually like seemingly about to really jump into the fray. What do you call it? To me, I always try to. It's weird because like I feel like the biggest thing you should do immediately is just try to get as many reps in as possible.
Yeah.
Like because I think people don't realize how you will despise your first 2 streams, your first 2 videos more than you could ever describe. You know what I mean? Because hopefully you're getting better every single time, you know, and you're realizing like, oh, and this is like one of the things that to me, oh, be careful.
You've almost one shot.
Yeah, that guy looks like he's gonna nuke you. But what I was gonna say,
yeah,
you get pieced up.
Oh yeah,
I'm delayed by a couple seconds.
Rip.
Oh no, yeah. That one you may want to come back to.
Heck no, I gotta switch off this flail. That's way too slow for this fight.
Yeah, that's what I remember the flail. But I remember the flail being really slow, which was a bit like, oh, because I always like the Let It Die version where it's just like basically it's just a primer weapon. So you just hold it down and you're basically primed with max strength, and you can just like let it go, but it takes some recovery time, which is cool.
I like it in this game for fighting mobs. I had a mob fight that was fun earlier, but not with this boss. The axe.
Yeah, you can't hold 2 weapons.
I have not gotten the dual wield.
The holster. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was the holster. Okay. I forgot what I was about to say about the whole thing. Hopefully it was important. But anyways. Yeah. Oh no, that's what it was. It was about Lone and how people basically will hate their first 2 streams, hate their first 2 videos, and things like that. Oh no, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna, something that like to me I feel like was like a little bit of an advantage, probably also a deficit in some ways too. But like to me, I always felt like I knew how kind of not so good my videos were basically. So like I didn't expect them to do really well.
Yeah.
I think also some people kind of like are like, oh, I'm gonna start streaming and I'm gonna kill it. Like dude, I remember there was a little while ago. I was part of like a mastermind program with these individuals, we'll say, and it was about how to get better at YouTube and yada yada yada. I've kind of talked about this on stream a little bit, but I digress. One of the people in that kind of thing, it was insane how like he was like, oh, my video is the best. Oh, do you ever? And then like the minute you try to give them feedback, I'm like, oh well, at like again, one of the things that you would do if you were in a mastermind program is you'd all watch each other's videos, and then basically you guys would give like time codes of like, hey, by the way, right around the 20 second or 2 minute and 30 second mark, I kind of felt myself disconnecting. I think you could add like a zoom or an engagement loop here, or maybe you could like add a funny joke or a video or sorry, like a value drop, whatever that could be for the game or whatever you're covering, just to kind of pull me back in. And of course, when you give this person who I was giving feedback to, that person did not. I getting pieced up again.
I ran out of stamina as soon as she started her instant kill attack, so I could not stand there and dodge it. Also, hi Ray.
How did I say that?
Doing well.
Yeah, what's good, Raid? Hi, Raid. How's your day going, buddy? But yeah, I was gonna say just to finish that out. It was annoying because he would not take feedback really well, and he'd basically think like, oh, my video is great, and I'm not gonna do any of those changes, and the video would tank, and he'd be like, this YouTube thing just doesn't work. And I'm like, well, okay. And the worst part about it is he also, whenever it was time for me to show off my video, he would just say like, he's clearly upset about the criticisms I put against his, because he would say like, video isn't fun, video is boring, and I'd be like, okay, what point did you get boring? And he's like, I don't know. And I'd be like, okay, so you're just trying to be, you're just upset with me. And I'm like, all right. And it's a horrible person to be in a mastermind program. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Thank you for leaving red.
Yeah, that is a horrible person, especially someone who can't take criticism, because that's how you grow, is other people telling you, hey man, there's a mistake.
Well, especially when you're fucking in the fucking mastermind programs. The whole point of why we're doing this. The whole point of the fucking, the whole thing is like, hey, we're gonna come together. I mentioned this when we first started. I was like, the whole point of this is to give criticism so that you can actually know what to adjust and change for the better.
Yes.
You don't have to accept the criticism, but at least have to at least be able to make sense of it. Anyways, but yeah, amen, I agree. Clearly. Hey there, y'all. How you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good, Ray. What you get up to today? I'm doing fine. I woke up late AF. What's new, Ray? Ray, I'm so curious about what your whole, like how? Like the fact that ever since I've known Ray, man sleeps like the Crypt Keeper. Like just comes up randomly. It's 2 a.m. What the fuck happened to me? Like, I'm doing fine. Just woke up late AF today. I haven't done much today. Ooh. What is a productive day in the world of Raid? I'm curious.
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Yeah. What about you, Kat? What's a productive day in the world of you?
Oh god, there's a difference between a productive day and a day I like. Definitely. Productive day.
That was a productive day.
Getting up at like 8 or 9, probably. Going to bed at maybe 10 or 11.
Okay,
just
a good bit of sleep.
Getting a lot done. I don't really have a specific way I structure my days in terms of like this will be done at this time. If I exercise, I know I'll always do it before dinner.
Yeah, but I imagine you go to work and you have like checks and balances that you need to do there, right?
Yes, for sure. Oh, you're talking about a work day. I'm
talking about any kind of day. Whatever, to me, I would find it hard to not. I feel like a lot of people perceive fulfillment from their jobs, so I would feel like that would be a variable there, you know?
I don't know if I get fulfillment. There's certainly an aspect of like, hey, this is something I'm good at, and I enjoy that. But in terms of like fulfillment, I'd say I get most
is
of my
purpose a better word?
Yeah, I would say most of my purpose is to do my hobbies from the money I get from my job.
I see. I got you. That makes sense.
It says I stay up late AF and sleep late AF. What can I say? Yeah, there you go. As long as you have the same amount of time to do stuff, I always said that your schedule's just shifted forward or backwards. God, I had a terrible schedule in high school where I would go to bed at like 5 a.m. and I'd sleep till about 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, dude, I can't stress enough how like I get the game. I understand. I used to go to bed at like 2 to 4 a.m. And then wake up at like 2. I don't know if I ever made it to 3. But then sleep. But you know what's fucked up, dude? I used to have this bullshit thing, and one of the things is that I adore the saying, which is just abhor labels. Abhor labels. because for me, like for the longest time, I'm like, oh, I'm a night person. I'm just a night person, which is absolutely true. Like you could not tell a single person that I was not a night person. My brain, everything came awake at night, and when I woke up, I was just super tired. But it's all bullshit. Again, it's all nonsense. If you took a person that said he was a night person entirely, and you forced him to wake up at a designated time, dude, it's funny because I should say my story. I shouldn't say everybody. I forced myself to wake up at 6 a.m. every day, and it's a goddamn nightmare. Sorry, I'm ruining your gameplay.
No, you're not. It's just I hate the mechanics of this boss fight.
Yeah, dude. I never liked the boss fights in this game. To me, it felt like it feels slow and like I don't know. I wasn't a fan, but else. But yeah, I should just say that finished my train of thought. But I was gonna say I literally took myself, who would always sleep in later and like stay up late, and I forced myself to go to bed. Well, it's honestly mainly just about getting up at the right time. So if I get up at 6 a.m. and then I just again, you're like you have to buy into having like a good 2 months of shit, just absolutely feeling shit. But eventually, you'll basically your body will just realize, okay, this isn't changing, and you'll start to make the best of the situation, and you'll change like your fundamental wiring. The issue is that most people are just like either not willing to suffer for that long, or they don't want something enough to change, I guess is a good way to put it too.
Oh, I get that. Fluff says one thing you can do with the flail is perpetually windmill it. I think it works with dual wielding. Yeah, I was doing that on mobs earlier. You can just keep spamming the left click. It's really fun. It sucks on this boss though, because she has so much mobility. Also, I keep shitting the bed because this game has kind of fucked me up, Grinn, as a small, quick subject change.
Oh, hit me.
With how I've done the game, and that I'm a completionist. Let me open the map game. I've completed these 2 entire areas on the lower right. You can see every single activity I've done of both of these areas, and all of those gave me XP. And so now I have this like web of skills that I have no idea what they are because I haven't gotten enough time yet with each one, because I get them so fast.
Oh wow! I remember being a pain to get all that stuff. How many hours you sunk into this?
30.
Damn. Okay, so that's a good amount. That's more than I think I did. I can actually check.
So what I need to actually do is actually use the skills the game gives me.
Yeah, so you don't have any idea? Oh, did I not buy? Oh, don't tell me I bought goddamn Epic or some bullshit. God damn it.
Alright, so I don't know what just happened there, because I just talked about a bunch of using what the skills the game gave me, and nothing happened.
Weird. Do you not have it like enabled?
I definitely do. Here, let's double check that.
Huh.
Okay.
Maybe you were in like an animation state, like he was grabbing you, and it messed you up that way. So Raid says that's my schedule now. What, 2 to 2? Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Counter roll.
That's what I was gonna say. You said, Kat, that I wanted to. I'm not sure push back is the right word, but to me, you mentioned that everyone has the same hours, kind of thing. Of like, you basically balance that. So like, if you wake up at 8, you're probably gonna, try to probably go to bed at like 11 or 12, because your probably body's gonna, gravitate to a certain time thing. But I also feel like it's one of the things that to me was like a convincing argument of like, well, why would I want to wake up so early, and all that stuff, and what isn't like the quality of my experience throughout the day really relevant and all that stuff. But for me, that is important. You need to have like mental recovery time. So like if you're mentally degrading, basically it's a problem. But the idea that how do I say it properly? Basically that what if you were able to unlock like 3x or 2x the time that normal people have?
That'd be pretty cool. Like Doctor Strange going reading his books while he's sleeping.
Yeah, so for me, like if you think about any pursuit that anyone is currently trying to achieve right now, we all have the same 24 hours that everyone else does, right? The only issue is that if you actually were to time yourself on like when you are actually doing that thing, whether it's like making YouTube content, whether it's live streaming, whether it's pursuing a career or anything like that, or trying to learn a skill like editing, whatever it is. If you were actually to time how much time you do, like maybe even every day or every week, you'd probably find out that you're like, oh, on a week I'd average like maybe 6 hours. Like that's pushing. That's like really great if you're one of those people. That means you're averaging like in a couple hours, 1 hour a couple days, etc. Not bad. But theoretically, if you wake up earlier and you get more hours that way, but then also you designate more of your actual like hours to pursuing it more, then now you're moving like where basically if you were to take some whole time of what one person who only gives a little bit of time to their hobbies or their skills or whatever they're trying to develop, and then you were to take a person who does 3x that, they're essentially moving 3 times faster than another person, which to me sounds kind of neat. But what sounds even cooler to me is when somebody says, what takes you 1 year, I can do in 3, in 4, in 5. Basically, for every 1 year you do something, I'm moving. I'm basically you're moving like 3 times faster than a normal person, which to me, I'm like that's like incredible, because basically you're buying time back. It's hard to describe, but like to me it was one of the things that was like a mental unlock where I'm like, if I can do this, if I can get good at like, and to me it's kind of like the I'm not sure if you probably heard before, but it's basically like the 20 hours. You ever heard about the 20 hours to become proficient in a skill?
No.
Yeah. To me, it's a really cool like mantra. It's actually something that forgive me for taking up too much stage time, but I feel like Kat needs to lock in right now and focus anyway. So I talk my ass off.
I'm hating this boss's mechanics.
I know, it looks like it's absolute hell. But I was gonna say it's been a thing that's been a huge unlock for me recently, which is the idea of most people complain about like, man, I don't really know if I want to do like advertising, let's say, or let's take something more like grounded and realistic. Let's say like video editing, or maybe it's YouTube creation, or maybe it's live streaming, or maybe it's like knitting, or maybe it's like spray painting or drawing, or whatever it is. Let's say drawing is always probably one of the better examples. If you say like, man, I tried drawing, it's just not for me, and I'm not really great at it. But if you actually you actually time yourself when you're actually drawing, you realize that like, I'm not really having a fun time at drawing, but I've only really dedicated like maybe 2 hours to it, because I only had a little bit of time today to do it, and I had a little bit of time yesterday to do it, and I didn't really get much out of it. I didn't really feel very good about it. And you're like, why would I expect to get any productivity when I've only put 2 hours in it? It's fucking stupid, right? So then you're like, okay, well, what's an amount of time that I probably would get through the growing pains and start to actually develop some sort of, nuance to it and understand like the bullshit. It's so funny, because it's something I actually want to talk to you about, really, like kind of main thing. But it's like basically when you're playing an RPG and you're plopped into the first, let's say Skyrim, you're plopped into Skyrim. With one exception to one of the special trees of magic, and you're starting like with one-handed weapons. How good are those one-handed weapons? Not very good. Yeah, exactly. Because when you start anything, you're dog shit and you feel bad. you have no positive reinforcement. But what happens when you start looking at other skills that synergize with one-handed? What happens when you start combining those skills? What happens when you learn the game outside of one-handed, such as armor and smithing and all these other variables that are really relevant to your strength and power and your build? What happens? Things get better.
You enjoy the game.
Things get easier. Yeah, things get easier. You unlock power. So for me, that was like a really nice thing of like, okay, if you can just stomach 20 hours to something that you think is like such a slog, whether it's drawing, whether it's learning advertisement, whether it's learning, anything, any skill that you think is worthy for you that would, and this is the other aspect of it, which is like would synergize. So like, just like you make a build in a video game, what if you learned advertising and content creation, which could help facilitate each other? That'd probably be much more valuable than just one or the other,
Yep.
So for me, like that was a really cool thing to think about, but that's kind of merging the other thing I want to talk about. But back to what we were saying, if you can just dedicate 20 hours to something, which by the way, you can do in like, I think it's set, if you dedicate 3 hours a day, you can get to that 20-hour mark in anything in 1 week with, I think it's like six days of the week. But let's say you miss a couple hours and all that stuff, let's say, but you can do it basically within a whole week. So you can basically, if you were to prioritize anything and you were able to dedicate 3 hours a day to it, I know maybe not people can always do that, but let's say it's only 2 hours, now it takes maybe a week and some change. You can still develop, like at least become competent. That's the whole 20 hours mantra. It's basically if you dedicate 20 hours to something, you can become at least competent in it, which will get you out of that like, I hate this, I have no idea what I'm doing. You probably will be able to start getting the ball rolling. And you're likely to have like a feedback loop that's a positive reward, which makes you want to continue to do it at that 20 hours. And to me, I've absolutely agreed with it. And it's funny because I've struggled so much recently with trying to like see what metric I should track to make me understand if I'm gaining ground on something.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, I'm making this video, or I'm making this thing, or I'm doing whatever it is. And you're like, is the needle moving? Am I getting better at this? But to me, the biggest like gain recently is just making sure I sync enough time into it. Like saying, okay, if I give myself 20 hours of just looking, let's say drawing, let's say you just dedicate like 20 hours a week to getting better at drawing, and then your brain will randomly try to find solutions. Like, oh, I'm bad at shading. I have to dedicate hours to this. Let me actually practice shading, I guess. And you just subconsciously start to get better, and you start to do a shit ton more volume. And it's funny because if you ask a question of like, well, why is this person better than you? Well, it's because basically they've been not drawing for what do you call it? Like a quarter of a year, which is how much time you dedicated to drawing. But because they've basically continued to make it a priority every 3 weeks, they're essentially 3 years ahead of you, 5 years ahead of you, 7 years ahead of you in the same time that you spend in 1 year. They've gotten 7x more than you. So like to me, those are all really good frames to understand why someone can like drastically succeed, and also why you can like really change your life extremely quickly if you want to enough. And that's the whole like entire litmus test, is how do I become motivated enough to suffer to the extent in which I need to become the kind of person that I need to be, which is a lot. But anyways, thank you for letting me ramble, Cat.
No, you're fine. God, what an interesting question. So what would you say to someone who was the same, I guess, skill level as you, but without any suffering? This is raw talent.
I think talent is basically, I follow the line of thinking, which is all talent is just people not being able to decluster skills. And also, if I could add to that, decluster skills. So basically, so if every, so get your ass kicked.
I mess up once and I lose. That's just it.
You do. I totally get this.
I got stamina and I lose.
I was fighting like a bear, I think, and it was the same thing. Like you miss one dodge, parry, whatever, you just die immediately. It's terrible. Again, this is the game telling you should walk away and come back later, and I'm the same with I just kept bashing my head against the wall.
It is. I gotta go upgrade some stuff.
Oh, but declustering skills.
Yes.
So for me, I think this is like a really good way to think about anything, which is a lot of people basically will mess up because I'm trying to find the exact perfect words to describe this. So many people will attribute things to certain people because they don't know how to describe them. So like if you've ever worked in a sales job, or if you ever worked in anything, a lot of times people would be like, hey, say that with more charisma, or say that or be more empathetic. People will say that to you. And language is really important. And also you might be like, well, what does empathetic mean exactly? Like, do I like you don't really know what to start. You just know it's an ambiguous emotion and all those kind of things. But if you were to actually like deconstruct what essentially empathy is, you could say speaking quieter and listening and slowing down the pitch of your voice, and also asking them how they feel and understanding that and reverbalizing back to them how they feel.
Yeah.
And you could basically deconstruct what essentially empathy is to where even someone like a robot could basically output that. So if you have somebody who has the quote unquote talent, I think talent is just a cluster of skills. So like you could take the talent of charisma. Well, you could actually deconstruct, I believe at least, you could deconstruct charisma and say, okay, essentially you just have a cluster of skills. So those cluster of skills could be something as simple as these types of actions that then result in a behavior. So then, okay, let's say charisma can be distilled into you always smile when you're talking to people, and you overall have a soft facial expression. Maybe it's like giving them a nice handshake. Maybe it's complimenting them. Maybe it's letting them speak and listening actively and listening to key points that they say. And then when they say something, you bring it back up. Maybe you ask them to go deeper into the thing that seemed to bring them happiness when they talked about it, so on and so forth. If you just do all of those actions, you will by a proxy emulate the characteristic or the talent of charisma. The issue is, and this is like the biggest thing for what talent originates from, which is just a cluster of skills, which is some people like yourself and like myself have already attained half of those skills. So the question then becomes, is it worth you developing a handful of skills from zero? Or is it better that you find whatever skills you currently possess? Dude, it's so funny. Everything comes back to a video game. So like, if you were immediately given a character, like in an RPG, just plop down immediately, and you already noticed he had a handful of skills, maybe like warrior, is it worth you completely focusing your, like, whatever time he now has, because again, like, the character is going to die eventually, so you only have like another, let's say, 30 years to develop a couple new skills. Is it worth completely killing all of the experience he has and starting out being magic. Well, maybe if magic is like OP in this world and it's super scalable, but probably it's a better idea to be like, okay, well, he already has so much points and progress into a one-handed swords or a warrior build. What if I merged warrior and synergized that skill tree with magic? So now he's a spell sword. Would that be better? Yes, that's a synergy of both skills. So it's kind of like a good analogy for like people who like, well, when is it worth me pursuing a different skill set? And it's like, well, I think it's always better to just synergize with some already skills you possess. And even if you hate yourself less and understand that you actually have some skills that you've formatted throughout your whole life, you know?
I love that. Even if you hate yourself, just hate yourself less.
Yeah. You don't need to hate yourself like all at once today, but you at least need to have let off the gas a little bit so that you can get off the ground, you know?
Yeah.
I say this as a person who has a little bit of thing, yeah.
Especially let off yourself. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Also, what the hell? There's my flail. I was wondering what that went.
I was gonna say, do you have something else to talk to me about, Kat? Because I got another one I could throw at you.
What? Really?
All right.
Oh my god.
This is something that I have. I just kind of rambled at. We kind of weaved it into there, but
Yeah.
how do you? This is something I've been doing for the last couple weeks. And I want to know what you think about it. So it's a real. Actually, let me try to pull it up. Basically, this is a question I've been asking myself. I refuse to not do it. It's something that always has to happen every morning. I've been doing this for probably a week now, and it's actually been pretty helpful. So every single morning, basically, I ask this question to myself. And the streamlined version of it is, what if today you woke up and you perceived today like a video game? Said differently, or said better, what if right now, in the morning, before your day's even started, you think about this as a video game, and essentially you're looking down at you as if it was a third-person game. And the game archetype is an RPG. So you have your skills, you have your stats, and you have your inventory/resources. How do you win with the character that you are? Now, granted, you don't know you're you. Yeah. So you don't know you're you in this example, okay? So you just look back and you got to kill your emotional attachment to this character.
Yeah.
All you need to know is that this is you, or that this is a character. What would you do? What are the actions, the steps, the things you would do first? I'm curious. Right now, what is the first thing you do?
Would it be like morning?
Yeah. Let's just say like right now it's morning and you're doing this thing and you're looking down at yourself. And what would be the first? Like, imagine it's a video game. You just logged into an RPG.
Open
You
up a
see
stats
you.
window.
Amen. Okay, excellent. That's the same thing I thought of. Okay, so now what's the next? What would you do in terms of looking for stats?
Well, I'd get one shot by an unparryable and undodgeable attack that I walked into by left clicking. I think is what I would do.
Unfortunately, this is an RPG that is true to real life. It is not. It is not a fantasy world necessarily. You're not got an isekai.
As a quick detour to the actual game, I think my issue there was that I attacked the boss when I should not have done so. I should have just
So
stared
that what
at
it
her.
is? Gotcha. It's like a
Being
punishment
sarcastic.
mechanic. Brutal. Yeah. Oh, no? Oh, is that okay? I don't know. I'm 5 minutes behind. 5 seconds behind, Ken. I best I could do is infer things.
You're fine. It's fine. Oh my gosh. But no, stats window. And then whatever the highest stat is, kind of figure it out from there.
What was there any other variable that would probably be helpful to look at?
Another tortured soul.
I have no idea.
So, so like if it's an RPG, yeah. So like to me, if you were to think about the idea, if I just handed you a video game and you immediately had to load up a save file that was like that I already made essentially, and you would look at your thing. I think the first thing that like logical people would do is be like, okay, well, who the fuck is this? What kind of hell have you gotten me into? What kind of save file or progress have you made? So then you would open up. You'd probably okay, what are the stats? Okay, he's level 15. He's got a little bit of health. Yeah, maybe he's a little bit overweight. That's not good. Apparently, I have low stats when it comes to stamina. Unfortunate. Anyways, all that stuff. But then the second thing you would like to look at least this is my opinion, I think you look at the skills and say, okay, what kind of skills do you have? And you get a read on that. But then the other thing I think that would also be really relevant to you is, okay, what are your items or resources that you actually have? Because maybe you're broke-ass poor and you have fucking cloth armor and you're totally shit out of luck. Or maybe you have actually a decent amount of money saved and you're like, okay, this all changes the way you would approach or try to win the game, right?
Yes.
I say as Cat's fight for his life in an actual video game.
No, you're fine. I agree.
But
that is
yeah.
how you go about things.
Yeah. I should just speak for myself. I did this to myself basically a bunch of times. That's one of the things I kept coming to, which was like, oh, well, if I was playing a video game and I was looking down at myself like this, I would probably try to one is observe my environment, is one I thought was be kind of interesting, which would be like, okay, well, if I'm in a fish out of water thing, I want to become not a fish out of water, so I would need to understand whatever this game is. What are the rules to this game? And it's funny because they're like, oh, what are the rules to our environment, our ecosystem, our country, our anything? So it's like, oh, okay, then that's the parallel version of that. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, I would try to understand like if there's any sort of like build out there. Well, after looking through my skills, I'd probably do a combination of like looking at my skills, seeing what if there's any synergy that I like. I just really like builds in any video game, so for me, I would just do that regardless. But then I would probably also look at what other people are doing because maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed something like a cool, synergy that happens between two skills that I just wasn't aware of. And I would have kicked myself at not observing that before I made all these drastic decisions to develop the skills that I think are going to be good. And then essentially I would try to quickly mock together like a build that I think would sequence. And then the issue is, and everyone who plays RPGs knows this, which is, okay, well, you have a build, that's great, that's cute. But the reality is it's going to suck really hard until you actually start developing a couple of those skills and they start synergizing. So then the question is, are you willing to do the monotonous, boring aspect of like chopping wood in Skyrim or burning a bunch of bears in like the forest just to build up your destruction skill, whatever it is? Are you willing to do that? You're like, yeah, I am. And to me, it's just this like really cool lens where it kind of makes life a video game and it makes life very clear about like when you're fucking up and where you're doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Especially, life also has gated things. Things put in by developers that just don't allow you to do certain things. Like currently, what I'm realizing is my 100 power cannot fight a 340 power enemy. I just can't. The game does not want me to do that.
Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah.
Oh well. At least I can go back to the flail. Thank you, Fluff. Fluff says immediately remove the ladders from the swimming pool. You said RPG, not The Sims. Just drowned myself. See how I can swim.
That's so funny. I was gonna say, but yeah, to me, it's something I've been doing recently, and I thought was quite helpful for me personally when it comes to getting clarity on what you should do. Because sometimes it's really hard to sometimes help yourself because you're too close to yourself and you're too your problems are too clear. Where sometimes it's like, okay, what if I just detached myself from myself and I said, what would if I just wanted this character that I'm playing in a video game, which you absolutely want to have that character win? What would I do? What actions would I take? And it kind of like, it also, that thing I said beforehand, which is like abhor labels. It also does that. Because like when you're starting off a new character, you don't really care about any label that he cares about. You don't care what, it's also a beautiful analogy because at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter whatever this person did in the past. Like, it doesn't matter if his mom beat him. It doesn't matter if he like fucked up so horribly. It doesn't matter if he did some shitty actions. All that matters is right now, the choice right now that he is going to start building himself and synergizing his skills and actually trying to develop himself in a better way. And to me, I think that's like a beautiful analogy as far as the human spirit in a lot of ways too. But alas, me being sappy aside.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't know what the hell just happened.
Back in my day, we would just what do you call it? Connor would just dome 6 blades into their necks in a chain sequence.
Yeah, I don't have chain
Instead, we're here.
Box, sadly.
It's not even that good, man. It will sometimes kill some things, but honestly, in this game, I remember you stab someone in the back of the neck, and the dumb fucking guy grabs him and slowly drops him to the ground, so the people in the AI have enough time to turn around and see you, slowly pushing him into the ground and falling. Anyways, I guess if you're in a bush, I think sometimes he pulls him in there, but
there are times to when I'm like around the corner of a doorway and I assassinate someone around the corner. What he'll do is he'll step into the room.
Yeah.
And like assassinate the guy. And like, dude.
And slap him down.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit, Ray! Thank you for telling me that. By the way, Ray just said in WUWA there is an update. Update's happening tomorrow. Well, that's what we're definitely streaming. In addition to Hightail this weekend, Ray. But I was gonna say, Ray, do you know which character is coming first? Is it the dude or is it the fucking Star Destroyer, whatever her name is?
Star Destroyer.
She's like a jet. She turns into a what is it called? The thing that you love that's robot based.
Oh, mech.
Yeah, mech Gundam. It's basically, she turns into like a giant Gundam essence thing. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It hella cool. It's crazy. It's Ameth first. Raid, you've known me for so long. The fact that you've used a name kills me inside. Is it the woman or is it the guy? I think it's a guy. Is it the woman? Ameth.
Oh,
I think Ameth is a lady name. We're gonna go with Ameth being. Am I saying it right? Ameth? Emeth?
What a
I'm hoping it's. Yeah. It's the mech lady first. Let's go. I don't think I have enough gems. Shit.
So what
Did you have enough gems, Ray?
What makes her a Star Destroyer? Is that like she's a giant laser cannon?
So she's a K-pop idol.
Yes.
Buckle in. She's a K-pop idol that type of that, and then basically when you use her ult, she transforms into a mech. Or either I'm not sure if she transforms or if she just summons a robot mecha creature that basically does these drive-bys. And then you hit her ult again, and then you go into her fly mode, which starts to have her float and just do more drive-bys. I think she has a fourth ult or something like that, in which she can do even more. But that's what she either summons the mech or she is the mech. Honestly, it's hard to describe. But alas, a mech jet thing does dance left and right on the screen in her ult, I believe.
What a question. Are you the mech or are you summoning the mech? Oh. Got a fucking
I should have just said
sword?
mech lane. Nick, you raid. I would immediately lose what we say.
I got a long sword.
Also, kinda.
Let's go.
10k gem is a good fucking fighting chance, raid. I got like 6k, nothing. Pain. Also, I don't even have characters to synergize with her. Why would you get? You got a nice
actual long sword.
Well, okay, it looks like the same animation as the axe,
is the
kind of,
exact
but
same
yes. Yep.
It is. It was a great sword weapon class, but it is namesake just a longsword.
But isn't it cool how the pores of the enemies look real in cutscenes? Isn't that something you've noticed?
No.
Instead of actually creating one other animation set, why would you do that? What if we made the map 17 times bigger? What about that, Cat?
Why would you do that, Grinn?
Why would we ever create animations for a weapon that's different? That's so weird. Instead, this thing that no one else will experience because no one makes it past like the first 3 percentages of the map. Anyways.
Oh yeah, no, you're totally right. 50% of the player base has left the prologue, according to the achievement.
Yeah. Oh, well, even just like you know how you open up the map and you see like 2 areas, and you said you like 100% both those areas.
Yes.
I have like 90% of, I would say 70% of people who play. I think they play like the game for, let's say, like 15 hours. I think that maybe they go like 2 locations and I think they stop. So then the question becomes, well, why would you not invest in those first 2 locations more, so that you could possibly get everyone else to get to the other 4 or 5 locations, you know?
That's a good point.
But
actually put in the time to unlock the locations.
Yes, I know. Well, you're also a crazy person who plays games to 100% them, which is insane.
It's so fun.
Are you going to do that whole thing?
I don't know if I'll do the whole thing, just because sometimes there's activities that I just don't find fun.
Okay, well, will you do most of like the... I just want to know, like, what is the percentage level that you usually be gaming at when you start
like
this craziness of trying...
Or 98.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up, oh my god. I can't remember last game, I 100%.
AC3 was 94, and AC4 was like 96. Just because those are the ones where it's like, go around the map and collect 189 of our little medallions. I was like, that's the last thing I want to do, fuck you.
Yeah.
But
some of the resources
also
are good.
kinda, I have around 10k gems. Damn!
Yeah. It's actually good, it's good enough for you to fight a chance when it comes to Mech Lady. You could also biff it, which is sad, but we're gonna hope that doesn't happen.
Bluff, I will say I like the play. It's pretty fun on minions at least. I don't even know who this guy was. Why is there a cutscene?
Oh damn, I don't know. They had a but say what the heck is that? They have like a fucking what's that World War II sniper game?
Oh, the like the slow motion. I think it's called Sniper Elite.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's called. Exactly. Okay, you're so good names. You're like the inverse of me.
Oh, I think this is a Templar. Or at least their version of. He's got that medallion with the tree.
Yeah,
this is
usually whenever
for
there's
the
some sort of
Templar
weird.
order. I remember that in 3,
Why are
whenever
they-
Connor killed a Templar, it would go into like this conversation mode. Yeah.
I was saying, that's so fucked up that they're repurposing like the tree of life basically for fucking Templar voodoo nonsense.
Yeah, there it is right there. That little medallion is there.
Yeah.
So that's really funny. He was just like this big figurehead of the order that I ran into while looting.
Wow. Yeah, I thought it was something like that.
God, That is the ultimate, I think, RPG protagonist situation, or like even main character situation in general of any anime. That's a fucking what's it called? That's an Eminence in Shadow plotline right there.
What?
You run into a camp to loot, and you turn around and the guy attacking you is one of the Order generals that you have no idea who that is. You kill him, pull the shit off his body, and you're like, oh, you were important.
Definitely be pissed. You're like, you didn't even try to find me?
Yeah.
I was hiding for months. Now I was trying to come over here in my boat. Yeah.
Yeah, you stumbled on me looking for the loot in our camp. I could have just given it to you.
Also, why the fuck do you have a horse or a dog the size of a horse? What's going on?
God, I'm really happy that through all of the time I've known you, that our shows and specifically anime and game interests are the same. Like I said, I've gotten great recommendations from you and the rest of the stream on stuff to watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, also I find like for me, I tend to like want to suggest stuff that I think most people would like. You know, like to me, I always try to draw like a line in the sand where I'm like, my favorite anime of all time, I will never probably suggest to people because I have like the reason why they're my favorite are because very specific like things that I like, you know.
Yeah.
But like if I wanted to suggest anime to someone, I'd probably be like, that's a good idea to start with My Hero because it's kind of generally good. And it's got a lot of content there for you, you know. And it's people like superhero movies. Stuff like that, I think also help. Hit me.
You're gonna hear it once the stream catches up. It's the worst sound effect of all time.
I play unmuted.
Oh, the Roman. Every time you pick up a Roman artifact, it plays the equivalent of like a horror movie soundtrack, and I hate it every time.
It sounded like chimes a little bit.
Yeah,
I had to unmute, but I see.
But
Also,
sorry,
I hit my
just
voice.
wanted to hear that. Oh,
Yep.
come on, Grinn, you can't be doing that. Not my stream. Do that on your own stream.
I absolutely can't be doing that. You tell,
Yeah,
hey, you can't fucking. Okay, next time you say you have a bad voice, I'll be like,
no.
exactly.
Rules for thee, not for me. Rules for thee.
Exactly. Yeah. I remember one person who's like, God, I sound great. You know, maybe Markiplier thinks that way about himself. I'm not sure, but do you see that movie by him? By the way, people saying it's good.
Oh, I am hearing Iron Lung is really good. I
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
every person I talk to, they go, "It's really good," and then I'm like, "What do you think?" And they go, 7 out of 10. I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine."
It's really good for, you know.
Yeah,
It's not really good for a YouTube movie, but it's kind of it's not perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of what people say.
So I'm like,
It's funny 'cause
"Hey,
you know
I
what?
can't criticize. I'm not a fucking movie director."
No, absolutely. We can say what you if it resonated with you. But I was gonna say, that's that one thing that I was gonna. There's like a movie out there. It's really weird. I think it has to do with Adam Sandler, and he's in space, and he has like a spider.
Oh, the big spider, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
It reminds
weird.
me of that, but I think that one to me is more my alley because it's kind of like I think from my understanding about the movie Iron Lung is it's kind of like a eldritch horror type of thing. I wouldn't be surprised if he dies in the end and it's all fucking a sad nightmare.
Oh my god.
But at least with that spider one, the spider one actually is like a cool, I think, conversation about like something looking horrifying but then being really wholesome and sweet, and it kind of is like this cool vibe, which I'm like, I think I'd like that more.
I think they talk about his dead wife for that plot. Fluff says, might see
Yeah,
it
yeah.
tomorrow. Fluff, you have to tell me how it is.
Ooh, Iron Lung, hell yeah! Can't wait to hear about what it is.
I just don't like horror movies at all. I wish I did.
Oh my god! Oh my god! What? Really?
No.
Why?
I will say I can enjoy them, but I don't like the feeling of being stressed.
Oh.
It's the same way. Here, let me give you an analogy, Grinn buddy, old pal. It's the
Okay.
same way that you dislike the feeling of playing, what's it called? Extraction shooters.
Anxiety. Yep.
Yeah, it's that constant anxiety of like, man, I just want to enjoy a plot. I don't want to think about being scared. I love psychological horror movies. I absolutely love them. Like,
What's the difference?
have you heard of The Ritual? That movie?
Is that the one where like the people go camping and there's like a fucking what's it called?
The daughter of Loki. It's like a
No,
big
no, I
moose
didn't
thing.
get that one. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
the
okay,
people
no,
are
it's
camping.
it's a daughter of. I always thought it was what's that? Wendigo. I thought it was Wendigo, but apparently it's daughter of Loki. Okay.
Yeah, it's the bastard daughter of Loki. Is what that creature is. But yeah, that's The Ritual. So that is psychological.
Is she
horror.
nice?
Would you smash? Right.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm thinking, is it like a whole? Does she speak? Is it nice, or is it like no? It's just
Have you
a
ever seen
soul
what she
essentially
looks
that wants
like?
to get killed. No.
What? So then you haven't seen The Ritual? Wait, I gotta pull up.
No, I haven't. No, I just watched it. You gotta realize, Kat, I have no time for anything. So how I get around
Yeah.
to still having some culture is I basically just watch recap videos.
Yeah,
So they condense a plot really quickly, and I forget it immediately. But I have some gauge. I can play ball, but I can't win.
That's
Basically.
really funny. How do I just show an image?
You would have to go to. So if you're screen recording, but you're probably not. You're probably capturing the game itself.
Yeah, I'm doing a full capture. OBS. I could set it as a source image, I guess, for fun. This will be terrifying.
Well. Uh-oh.
Do that real quick.
All right. Hit me.
Save image.
You can also
type.
just make another thing and have it record your whole screen. There's also people who
yeah,
can
but then I have to like
basically
drag the image off Google. I just gotta download it and then save it, and then I'll record my screen and then share it like that.
You can also, if you want to do it that way, you can also open up an image, like thing in OBS, and then you can just like it'll basically ask you what image you want to have pulled up, and it'll just put that whatever one you copy in there. But your rate probably faster, yeah.
OBS, come back. Display capture.
Is she? I assume she is grotesque in nature and horrifying.
Oh shit! Nope.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Would not smash. If Bolty was here, he would.
I had to move that back down because I realized it's my game is not showing my toolbar anymore. Man, that's so much harder. I actually have to upload that as a source to make it the whole screen. Interesting.
You don't want to see your toolbar? You got some fucked up shit there? Why can't we see your toolbar?
It's less that, and it's more of, hey, yeah, whatever. You're right. I should just say fuck it. You already know I'm big about privacy.
No, I know. That's why I made the joke. Because I know you're like I'd rather not.
Yeah, you're right.
Basically,
even my toolbar I just like showing. But you're right. That's just apps.
That me?
Like my name.
Am I back? I left for a sec.
No, I didn't hear you leave at all. Display capture. Make that at the top. There it is. That's what it looks like. It's really cool, I think.
Oh, there we go. I see before. I was gonna say it looks like is her eyes by the?
Yes, those are eyes. That is a human.
But it's
torso.
also by her torso. Would it be giblets down there, like parts, or no?
I think those are like pincers.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if we look at the anatomy,
no
she has a chest, body, and then the thing.
Ironically, I think it is upper body, arms, where the head used to be, legs. Or maybe it's two torsos on top of each other. You might be right.
Probably
they might
that.
be fused at the waist.
Is it?
Because there's a stump of a head right here.
Does it kill them? I take it, or like, can it speak? What is this entity?
It talks to them.
Is
and
it
gives
tall?
them visions.
Is that it?
Yeah. Fluff
Does
says,
it
I
force them
recommend
to kill
using a
them?
Discord streaming to share the gameplay with Grinn so he can hear it without getting subconscious about his voice. Oh, I could see that, yeah. There's a boss in No
it's also
Rest
just
for the
that-
Wicked that also has a sort of visual design. Definitely Quillag-esque body horror. Yeah, I can see it.
Well, yeah, it's also I can't if I'm watching it in past, I also hear just a duplicate audio of your voice and my voice 2 seconds behind.
Oof.
So that's why we have to mute it. It's because otherwise, even if it wasn't my voice, it would also be just impossible.
That's awful.
but Fluff's idea of using the share screen on Discord, I think would solve that, which is a great idea.
Yeah, there's a
But I was gonna say, what is the entity's thing here? Does it like I would assume it's a horror movie, so I assume it convinces them to kill each other somehow or something by showing them visions.
For its cult. And so it basically gives people visions of like past trauma, and through these visions believes that if they come to the place where the entity is, they'll have some sort of answer or like a solution.
Interesting.
Or at least that was,
Does it
that was
offer
kind of
them
what
anything?
I gleaned. I don't know if it's specifically offering. It's more of like
Is the believer?
I think a comforting presence, or at least what the visions start as. But as it's a horror movie, they get more and more horrific the closer they get to the entity.
Gotcha. Oh, I see. I was about to say, is she like a cool god where she's like, I'll give you eternal life? Or no, she's like, no, I'll give you nothing and you'll just die and be miserable and worship me.
Yeah, worship me or die is actually the stipulation. It's like my followers will torture you unless you worship me.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, there are a bunch of crazy people in the woods.
Yeah, see that's it's funny because like I'm the reason why when I asked you about the whole do you like horror things and you said no, I thought, oh my god,
I like
because I fucking
I hate
I hate all of it. Like to me, like what you just described just sounded like fuel for my nightmares, and just it's like we gotta realize
when I said that.
Because I thought we had a connection, and you're gonna be like, I hate horror movies too, and I'm like, fucking hell yeah. Because I was about to say, hey, Kat, do you also? If somebody said, hey, because this is what I hear when I hear someone talk about horror movie stuff. hey, do you want me to stomp on your balls until they bleed? And you're like, no. And I'm like, my kindred spirit. And instead someone's like, yes, please. I would like to have just bad vibes and horrible trauma and all that shit in my head. Just free open source, baby. Going just like the way this is the fucking catch here, cat. Okay, just same way you like privacy. All right, you don't want anyone infecting your mind or your computer or something like that. I feel the same way about horror movies in my mind. You're out here open sourcing it, all right? Raw dogging it with strangers, basically, okay? Absolutely not, all right? I am very worried about my mind. I do not want to fill it with bad things because, yes, I'm just giving fuel for despair, and I don't want any of that. But
I love horror movies for the concepts that they give me, like the things they make me think about, like the ritual.
so do you like
It?
It?
That kind of stuff.
Because it's kind of
No.
concept heavy.
No,
Oh, okay.
there's some jump scares that are kind of lame. Also, the fact that
I see.
there is, without too much stuff, because I don't know if it'll piss off YouTube, there's a scene with a group of adult acts with kids that the author wrote into it for some reason.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
no,
just
I know
like-
that, but yeah. Yeah, it's
I
such a
don't like
weird
how that
thing,
happens.
dude. I'll script the edge, but it's so crazy. I remember I was watching a podcast where it talks about this, where like in order for them to make it out of a tunnel, they have to become adults, and there's one girl and 4 dudes, and you can fill in the blank, and you're like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Why did you inject this into the film? Oh my god.
Is it in
Also,
the movie?
it's just
I
kind
don't
of.
think it's in the movie,
I
is
don't
it?
think it's in the movie. I absolutely do not think it's in the movie. I think people would be talking about that, but it's one of those things where you're like, well, why? Also, like, you take the one girl and just, yeah. It's just crazy. Anyways. Like, you think after, like, many iterations of surviving life and death, they're like, here's this lady who's stuck by them, pulled them out of the fire, and then they're like, let's end it. It's crazy. Anyways, what a lunatic.
Another good horror movie is Hereditary. That one's really good.
I don't like. Yes, yeah. That's the epitome of mind virus. It just sends so many little seeds in your mind that will pop up years later when you're going up the stairs at night. No, thank you. You know,
God, for real, it's fucked up. There's a scene that still sticks with me that you
is
won't
it the one
find.
where he bashes his fucking head in the table,
No, it's the
No?
one where
Oh, I thought it was-
his mom is possessed.
bashing
by,
her head in the door?
Not the door. It's you gotta let me set the scene here.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's,
sorry. I'm like,
yeah.
I bet I seen it.
I like how you're trying to guess though. It's fun.
Yeah.
Also, as a real quick thing, the game has fucked me, because here is where my key icon tells me there's a key, but of course there is no key. And here is a locked door that requires
see.
a key
Yeah.
that is not key.
Yikes.
I'm not sure what I'm
Is this a
supposed to
load save thing or whatever? Hit me with a
That-
hereditary thing. Hit.
But what happened is basically the plot of Hereditary is they want to re-summon this like devil dude and use this kid as his host because for some reason he
Puff
likes.
says bashing the
male
door
kids.
against the table.
I don't know what that is, but
Yeah.
what's happening is at this point the devil dude is out from some sort of summoning ritual and has possessed the mom in an attempt to get at the kid. And so what's happening is, oh, it's still not there. That sucks. And so what's happening is the mom has chased the kid up the stairs into their house. The kid has run into the attic. You know those attic stairs that like fold downwards?
Yeah.
And through all that, you pull them up to like
Yeah.
do that. He pulls up the stairs, and you can hear his mom like running around down there. And as he does that, his mom and all of her demon magic powers glue sticks to the ceiling and starts smashing her forehead repeatedly.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning. I
on
was
the
saying
door.
that.
That's not a door. That's like an
Yeah.
attic door.
Oh no, I know, but I just where she's like basically defying gravity, and she's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
and
that
I
will
think doesn't
always
she like,
stick with me.
yeah, doesn't she like cut off her head or something like that, and then like
Yes, she
like
rips it off.
throw it at him or something like that? Yeah,
Yes, it's just.
Dude,
I love my mom for so long that like that scene specifically.
Oh yeah. No,
was
I would
like,
immediately just kill
"Oh,
myself.
Mom,
I just slit my throat immediately
stop."
before I could see that. Yeah. I was gonna say the other one that got me. I don't watch these things, but I always watch recap videos, and I just like suppress as much as I possibly can after watching them. But what do you call it? One of the things I remember seeing is I think it's called Smile or something like that. But it has a really good like. I'm not sure. Some people hate jump scares, but I think when they're done really well, it's kind of be interesting. So one of the things is like a person they're talking to somebody, and she's like talking to someone in the driver. Maybe it's not Smile. I think it's Smile. Anyways, she's talking to someone, and the person's like in her car window, and then this lady, I guess, just cuts her head off, and her head swings down, and she's like waiting in the car view or something sort of weird thing. Hard to describe, but it was one of those things where like Jesus Christ.
See, I
But
can't really
anyways.
get scared by gore, which is why I like the psychological aspects. It's the things that make my brain go, whoa, 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 wait a minute, stop. That like get that going for me. Fluff says he was combining your guesses. Oh, that makes sense. I was like, how would you do that?
And when I said it aloud, I thought this probably is a joke, but I would just say it just in case you were about to do something drastic.
But yeah, those are the only two movies I really respect horror-wise. I just don't like others.
Yeah, I'm big into no poison my mind.
Also, yeah, it has been 2 hours. I don't want to keep you any longer. I know you got stuff to do. How do you like your new routine? Is my last thing I'll ask you. Has that been doing okay?
Yeah. What do you mean? Yes, I think.
Your new start times. You had the stream at like.
That's what you mean. 5 p.m. It has been
at 5.
It has been such a game changer for me because that's one of the things that, like, to me, I kept going back and forth in my head. Like, you know, it's kind of like, in order for me to get the things I need to do, I need to like I mentioned, these 20-hour things, like, you know, 3 or 4 hours a day. I need to do these things, etc. So to me, like, it's like I have a really productive Monday. I'm killing it. Tuesday, I have a somewhat productive Tuesday because sometimes we stream at 3, but I could usually like front load a lot of those things. And after, I was pretty good. And Tuesday, I don't have to work, so I could actually work out. Sorry. So then I could like do that. But then when it came to stream times, I was like, fuck. And it was just, to me, like, completely did, like, you get so productive with these 3 days, and you get so unproductive with the last Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sorry. And then you're like, oh man. And you're kind of like, I don't want to stop streaming. Like, what am I? Yeah, I gotta figure this out. What has to give? So the fact that I was able to move it for 5 to me has meaning been like, okay, no, I don't have to give up anything. I can just do this way, which has been really, really happy for me. And I hopefully people can. It's shitty because like it hurt me a little bit when Fluff mentioned that Bolty won't be able to show up anymore, likely because of his time zone differential, and that kills me a little bit inside because Bolty's been so an absolute trooper staying up to observe the streams.
Oh God.
But I just don't think I can operate you know, the way it was. So it's one of those moments where I gotta pick me in, unfortunately, even if it means I gotta be an inconvenience for another person. Although I'll miss the fuck out of Bolty and again all that stuff. Hopefully the stars align and he can pop in a time period if he ever gets to a different time zone or something. I don't know.
See you, Ray. Thank you for stopping by as well.
Yeah.
We'll see you Thursday.
Yeah, I was just thank you, Fluff, thank you, Raid. Thank you, Kat, for spending so much time with me, talking my ear off. I appreciate you, especially listening to me ramble about my various bullshit.
Talking your ear off. I was gonna say this has been a great Grinn lecture podcast. I've learned a lot, especially I like your philosophy about the video game stuff. It's a great way, especially when there are days when I don't want to get out of bed. I can think to myself, I'm wasting way too much XP. On that note, I hope y'all have a great day.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Kat. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.
See you.